Howdy, howdy. Yeah, running a little late today. Let's see. Had to go run some errands. Traffic was shite. And then, right when I get home, I realize or find out that we got a trailer for The Boys. So my reaction to that, I worked on it. It's uploading right now. It still hasn't uploaded, so it'll be up here in a little bit. Due to that, I also didn't get a chance to set up like the comment sharing, so we won't be able to see any of the comments on the screen today. Well, I mean, not completely true. I mean, I could share, I guess, the window. If it will allow me to do so. I think maybe this one. But I don't know how that'll work. Let's do that. Filters. Get out of here. Yeah, I don't know if I want to do that. That's barely legible. And I think we're having a bit of an issue with the my internet today. So it's just lovely all around. Then again, we did have like a huge, I wouldn't say huge, but a pretty heavy snow last night. And it's still pretty thick out there. So let me check on a few things here real quick, and then we'll get rolling into things. Oh. Let's do that. Whoops. All right. That way you guys can, I mean, I guess at least you guys can see where I'm at in the chat. So I'm going to keep it easier, I'll make it a little more, well, I don't know if that's easier or what, because that makes it harder for me to read. Well, shite. You know what? Screw it. I'm just going to read from the chat and hope I can keep up today. All right. Can we talk Batman spoilers today? Yes. We can go all in. If you guys want to talk about the Batman, we can go all in on the Batman. When I saw your video review for the Adam Project, I wanted to leave a comment, but I forgot. So what do you make of the latest MCU news that Sean Levy is directing Deadpool 3? I love it. Well, I thought the action was shot pretty well. I think everything was shot really well. So I think his direction was handled pretty great. Like I said in my review, the only thing that I couldn't get completely invested in was the kid, but he wasn't bad. I just think the dialogue or the direction just didn't do him a whole lot of favors. But I thought it was really cute. It was a really wholesome movie. Had a lot of heart. It hit me right in the feels multiple times. So yeah, I'm looking forward to it. The Boys season trailer is out. Yep, and my reaction is processing, so it'll be a minute, and then it'll be up here shortly. Let's see. Wonder how Deadpool 3 will be marketed. Will it be under the 20th Century Studios banner? That's a good question. I don't know. We'll just have to wait and find out. I mean, he's going to be in the MCU in Deadpool 3, so I mean, I'm sure we'll get the Marvel Studios banner in there somewhere. What's up, Sheena? Haven't been this early in forever. Well, technically, we're both late. Because normally it's 4, but I was late getting into this one. But that's on me. So you are on time, I guess. Liked both Turning Red. Haven't watched it yet. I'll be watching that either tonight or tomorrow. These should have been theatrically released films. I fear that we're going to see more of this in the future. Well, I mean, The Adam Project was a Netflix film, so that's all up to Netflix. They did it by and large all on their own. So, I mean, it is what it is. Turning Red is... There has not been a Pixar film released in theaters since Onward, sorry. Every other one they've put out or they've made has gone straight to streaming. And I don't particularly like that, but it is what it is. I'll be watching it later and I'll give you guys my thoughts on it. But yeah, it does suck because I think those films, especially Pixar films, deserve to be on the big screen. What's up, Donick? What's up, Mandy? So Brad, The Boys Season 3 teaser trailer was awesome. Hope they show more Soldier Boy in the next one. He's basically he's a more smug Captain America. Well, I'm really excited to see what they do with him in this. So I'm looking forward to it. It's my birthday yesterday. Well, happy belated birthday. Feel no different. That's just how it goes these days. Did I watch The Boys trailer? I answered that already. Pixar members are annoyed about that because it's mostly their films have been released to streaming. Yes. Yep. Doesn't make any sense to me. What's up, Stixie? Hell, we got snow in our neck too. Far less. It's gone now. Ours is kind of off the road at least, but on the ground it's still pretty. It's about a half a foot, about 6 inches, give or take. Jensen Ackles could have legit played Captain America. Essentially, he is now. What do you think of Vin Diesel as Batman, Kevin Hart as the Joker? What? I mean, is that just you fan casting? I guess. I would hate both of those. You should watch Bone Tomahawk. It's so nice and fun. Never heard of it. What's that? Let's see. All right. Hold up. Reaction is live. All right. Boys trailers posted. Give me 1 second. Need to do my thing real quick. It's a weekend. It's a weekend, man. I apologize for this crazy afternoon. To the first. Whoops. Man, I can't type today. Mother. Boy, damn it, dude. I'm awful right now. I'm just going to do some of these. I can come back and buff it up a little bit here in a second. Did you guys hear about Anthony Starr getting arrested in I think Portugal or something like that? So he's got a year of jail time. Thankfully, they wrapped season 3 of this before any of that happened. And what am I missing here? do that. Whatever. I'll come back to it. Come back to that. Oh. Yay. Almost done. All right, good enough. All right. Sorry about all of that. All right, out of the way. Where were we? Oh yeah, Vin Diesel. Bone Tomahawk. No idea what that is. Doesn't even make sense financially to release these films on Disney Plus for free. Yeah, man. It kind of made sense to me whenever they would do the premium purchase thing on there, but they've stopped doing that for a lot of those films as of late. So it is, I don't know. It's weird. Have I seen any of the Tremors franchise? I've seen all of the Tremors franchise. Tremors 2 is probably one of the movies overall out of any movie that I've seen the most. Out of any movie, really. Do I play Warzone? Not even once. What did I think of Barry's Joker? I don't think you really saw enough of anything to really give a strong judgment on it. I wasn't too big on the laugh. I don't know. From what we could see, I wasn't too keen on the look. But, I mean, we could barely see anything. So, I'm not going to judge it too harshly or anything like that until we actually see him in action. You know, like, more than just out of the shadows, you know. So, it is what it is, man. I like him as the casting, and I want to see him in the role, but I don't think we got enough to really give a strong opinion about it one way or the other yet. When is Thor Love and Thunder coming out? This summer. I came from the Stranger Things reactions. I really like them, and I'm excited for the next ones. It's super fun to see them each time they show up in my recommended. Well, I'm glad, man. I'm glad you joined the channel and that you enjoy watching those. I'm having a blast watching that show, man. I guess it kind of worked out in the long run, because we, I, put it off for so long and get to make something out of it. Superman Lois Season 2 has had its ups and downs, but I liked the last episode. I've liked every episode so far. Batman spoilers? Yeah, full spoilers. Would Deadpool appear in Multiverse of Madness and maybe post-credit scene will lead into Deadpool 3? It's possible. It is possible. What about the Thor trailer? We have no idea when we're going to be getting that trailer for Thor. Hopefully soon. Part 1, Sean Levy being the director of Deadpool, is both good and bad. Good that he's a pretty decent director who is more willing to comply with Feige. Bad that his projects are more or less nostalgia heavy. I mean, I didn't see any projects that he's worked on that I would consider nostalgia heavy. Like, maybe one. Yeah, I would disagree with that statement. Just looking at his filmography, that doesn't add up to me. Bone Tomahawk is a Western. I'm really mixed about the new episode of The Flash. I want to like it, but there's still so many problems writing-wise. For someone mentioned how Barry run them all away at the end. Writing-wise, also someone mentioned how did Barry run them all away at the end. Oh. Well, I mean, we've seen him be able to bring people into Flash time, so his powers, of course, have leveled up by this point, so it's whatever. I mean, he does that stuff in the comics, so I don't feel like I need a big explanation on how he does that. He can flow the Speed Force into people and bring them with him. We've seen him do that on multiple occasions before, so it's fine. It's fine. Doesn't bother me. But yeah, there was some weird, like, hand waviness of the timeline throughout the episode that was a little jarring, but I'm sure it's going to expand and carry on into the rest of the season some way. Because what's happening, from what Eric Wallace has said, is the big mystery of the season. And that what is happening is tied to Iris's time sickness as well. So we'll be seeing that finally kind of loop in for things. Since everybody's throwing out suggestions, Mass Effect playthrough. Possibly. I don't know. I'd feel like I wouldn't have to replay the first one again because I barely remember it. Yeah, I don't understand why Disney animated and Pixar are being released differently. Encanto had a full month in theaters and seemed perfectly fine for it. Disney has never explained why. Yeah, I don't know. It seems pretty shitty of how they're treating Pixar in that respect. Also just finished Cyberpunk 2077. PS5, gotta say 9 out of 10 experience, 43 hours, loved every second. Can't wait for the can't wait for the DLC. Don't know if you played it, but I recommend it for sure. I've not played it. I was never interested in the game whenever it came out. I'm not a fan of cyberpunk or steampunk kind of things generally. I was more interested in playing it when it was chaotically buggy as all hell. But I know they patched a lot of things, but I don't know. I don't know if it's, I don't know what the status of the game is currently, so I don't know. I don't know if I'll play it, but I'm glad you enjoyed it. I'm glad you had a good time with it. No, didn't hear about that. Do you think Homelander and Soldier Boy will have a big fight this season? Interesting. I don't know. Maybe. It's possible. I don't really, again, I don't know this world. I don't know anything more than what's in the show. I don't read the comics. I don't know any of that. So, I don't know. Maybe. I don't know what side they're supposed to be on. I don't know if they're on opposite sides. I don't know their ideals. If Soldier Boy's lines up more with his, or vice versa. Because didn't Soldier Boy also have some connections to Stormfront as well? Or am I misremembering that? Anyway, yep, don't know what that would mean for Homelander in Season 4, though. Well, they would just have to, 1, recast, or 2, which I think would be the worst thing to do, would be to recast, or B, just hold off production before they can get filming Season 3. I mean, we had a pretty decently large gap between Season 2 and Season 3, so I don't think it would hurt too much just to wait for him to get out. Let's see. Your Queen Consolidated shirt makes me miss the good old days of Arrow. Yeah, I realized that I was like, I don't have any like Arrow representation, so I've got this, and I got a Star City archery club shirt that I've been wearing as of late. I don't think they would replace someone with Star. He's basically transformed the role. It's not the same as with Depp. Yeah, I definitely don't think they'll recast. Part 2. Sean Levy is okay, but with Free Guy and Adams Project having so many references to other popular franchises, his claims of originality is kind of pointless. The movie has 1 or 2 references. I hard disagree on that train of thought, Kazi. But all the power to you. I don't agree with that at all. Which Spider-Man theme is better, Raimi, Webb, or Watts? Probably, for me, I like Watts more, I think. Because it's got a lot of those motifs of the classic Spider-Man theme wrapped into it. So I enjoy that quite a bit, personally. Are Bart and Nora going to show up again this season of The Flash? Was the point of their episode. Who is this Avery character? Oh yeah, they're going to be a big part of the story for this season. Their point is that the shit they've done is seemingly running a rampage throughout time. And they're going to be involved in fixing that. Avery, I believe, is also another speedster in the comics, though their origin here, their backstory here is different from the one in the comics, but Avery Ho is is another Flash, another speedster in the comics. So they are also working at Fast Track Labs, and Fast Track is also the name of another speedster that is also in the comics. Both of them kind of played a part in the Godspeed War in the comics as well. So I don't know if she will actually turn into a speedster, but it's what it is. I've only played Mass Effect 1 and I got Rex killed. That is true. We now have the boys' version of Captain America and Scarlet Witch. Now I want to see their version of Iron Man. I don't know if Iron Man would fit into their world, so to speak, because that's a non-powered person who uses a suit. Their whole thing is powered people. So I don't know that I don't know if Vought would sponsor something like that. It doesn't seem like it would be like in their lineup to have like an Iron Man stereotype. What's up, Larson? Kind of agree, kind of like the web version the same. Let's see. Man, this connection is so bad. Let's see. Matt Reeves said that the Joker we saw in Batman is not yet the Joker who becomes the Batman's ultimate foe. He's still young, he's a serial killer, and his smile is a birth defect in his universe. I've seen his whole breakdown of his universe's Joker's story, so yeah. I like it. It sounds interesting. It's different, and I think it fits. I think it'll be cool to see what he does with him, but I just haven't seen enough of Barry Keoghan in that role to know how I feel about it just yet. I actually prefer Hans Zimmer's Amazing Spider-Man score over Horner's. You know what I think after watching this Boys trailer? I think they're going to have like a Civil War thing go to when two superheroes teams go at it. It could. That'd be interesting. Let's see. I think he got a suspended sentence because he has a clean record. If he does anything in the next 2 years, he'll have to do the jail time. Well, that's convenient at least. Jensen to me looks more like John Walker than Steve Rogers. I mean, potato, potato, right? You know, Kingpin into the Spider-Verse should have been King of the Universe because he invented the multiverse machine. Okay, fair point. I know, but when it's like 5 people, just imagine him dragging them all like Zoom did to him. I don't know if that was a response to SJ's comment about 5 people. Just imagine him dragging them all Zoom did to him. Anyway, when's the next Stranger Things episodes out? Friday. That's the schedule. I do 2 every Friday. He's my favorite Tremors character. My favorite is Burt Gummer. Mine? Mine's actually Earl. I love Burt, but I think I got really burned out on Burt. Earl is probably my favorite character in the franchise. So apparently yesterday an HD Blu-ray and digital copy of Spider-Man No Way Home was leaked, and almost everyone is downloading it pirated, and Sony pushed the digital release to March 15th on some platforms. Interesting. I'm enjoying your Stranger Things reactions. Well, I'm glad you guys are enjoying it. People are crazy over those No Way Home spoilers. That is true. Is there something wrong with my internet? As I've said it quite a few times here today, yes. It is not stable today, but I'm still trying to make it through this. I'm hoping there's a trailer for Thor and Love and Thunder soon. I mean, probably at some point. It's 100. It's 1,000 times better. You get to chill with Keanu Reeves, which is a bonus. Why is everyone so hungry for Thor: Love and Thunder trailer? It doesn't come out till July. I don't know. I'm pretty patient. I like the movie's pretty far away, so I'm not too worried about it. I'm looking forward to it. I want to see the trailer whenever it's ready, but I'm not like hungry for it. Was everyone Charlie Day as Eddie Brock and Arnold Schwarzenegger as Venom? No and no. Movie studios are becoming more careful with releasing trailers too early now. Oh yeah. I think releasing a trailer too early is just not great, because you build the hype way too far away from the movie. So if it's too spread out, people will start to that hype will wane over time for certain projects. Not for everyone. I think Marvel's probably one of those that's a little bit of an outlier. But a lot of the time, if you put, like, if let's say you released a trailer a year in advance of your movie, a lot of people are going to forget that movie's even coming out by the time the movie actually comes out. So I don't know. It's whatever. I'm looking forward to it, and I can't wait to see it. But I'm not like thirsting for it. It's not high up. Surprisingly enough, it's not high on my list of Marvel projects that are actually like I'm foaming at the mouth to see. It's definitely one I'm looking forward to a lot, because I like what Taika has done with these movies, these characters, and this world. But I'm not itching for Thor and Love and Thunder, just to be completely honest. Because right now, the only thing that I'm like, give it to me now, is Moon Knight and Doctor Strange. Let's see. Royal Flush Gang were so bad this episode, in my opinion, compared to their part in Armageddon, especially when they were showing off their powers. I wanted to cry. I thought it was about the same level as what we saw before, though, of course, when we saw them in Armageddon, they were fully formed. They've been doing it forever. They've got their suits. They've got their shtick down. They're more refined. This is the first time they've even met each other. When we saw them there. So they had to show each other what their powers were, because that was the first time they met. They didn't know each other before that room, so none of them knew what each other's powers even were. So I felt like it made sense. It was cheesy. It was dumb as hell, but I mean, that's the Royal Flush Gang. And I enjoyed it. Vin Diesel as Venom. Jack Black as Eddie Brock. What are you doing? Is there any say of crossing Legends of Tomorrow and The Flash together? It's possible. I think crossovers are more possible now with some of the restrictions being a little lax than they were on the previous seasons, but I don't know. There was a lot of crossover as far as story points and things that have been set up in Legends that they've established and brought over into The Flash now. Not to mention the Booster Gold cameo, which was an on-the-fly post-production decision from Eric Wallace to include, which is fun. Keanu Reeves as Batman, Jim Carrey as Riddler again. That's fine. Keanu Reeves is voicing Batman, though, so we actually kind of already have that happening. Can't wait to see deleted scenes of Batman going to see Joker and Arkham. I really hope that makes it onto the Blu-ray, because I want to see that scene. And I'm kind of disappointed it wasn't in the actual movie, though. I do feel like maybe it would have overshadowed what is going on in the film, so maybe it probably is best that it wasn't in the film. That's all right. Ever played Sea of Thieves? No, I have not. It's not a game I would want to play by myself, so, and I don't have time to play with other people most of the time, so. I was referring to Barry taking all 5 of the gang by just saying hold hands, then teleporting to Paris. Oh, okay, I gotcha. Yeah, I mean, I don't see any problem with that. Have I met any famous people? No. The most famous people I have met have been voice actors at a couple of conventions, most notably, I'd say Stephen Blum. I've met Stephen Blum. That was about it. And then the car wash owner from Breaking Bad I met on a plane to New Mexico. That's it. Unless you count virtually meeting like Greg and John when I collabed with them when we did a little podcast episode together on the Real Rejects channel. I don't know if we include famous people as YouTubers or not, but them, Akasan, Blind Wave, I'd consider that pretty high up there. But I'd say like in the more traditional sense, Steve Blum is probably the farthest I've gotten, I would say. How's Flash able to carry 5 people? Well, I mentioned earlier, I mean, he's able to, as long as you're touching Barry, he can bring you into the Speed Force and you can share his power. I mean, he's done it multiple times with non-speedsters, brought them into the Speed Force with him for short amounts of time. So he can just touch them all and just... Zoop. Plus, leveled up, man. Leveled up. In recent episodes Symphosis for Synopsis, Superman and Lois, it's hinted that John Henry and Lana might get together. If that does happen, then I'm sorry for Kyle, man. I know that John and Lana are married in comics, but still, man. Oh, that would suck. That would make me feel so bad for Kyle. I guess someone could ask how the Flash is able to create lightsaber. I mean, that's something they can do in the comics. It's not something traditionally Barry has done a lot, but other speedsters have done that in the comics. Anthony had to pay the victim $5,500 to within 72 hours to avoid jail time. So as long as he doesn't do anything in the next 2 years, he'll be fine. But the show might not be happy with him. Interesting. Interesting. Well, at least he's not getting jail time. Lucky bastard. Thank you, Lucky. Speaking of Lucky, for the super chat. The Batman was good, but not great to me. It was like drinking a cold soda can on a summer day. It was ice cold, flavorful, but flat to me. Sorry you feel that way, man. I felt like I felt the complete opposite. I think it was fantastic. And full of depth. I know you called it flat, but it was like there were so many layers. And like I've seen so many reviews and stuff like that, where it's just so obvious to me that there's a lot of things that people didn't catch on to or went completely over their heads. Like big people, and it's like some people that have just like watched it multiple times, and I'm like, some of the things they're complaining about are in the movie, and I don't understand it. I can understand not liking the tone and stuff like that, but there's a lot of things. I'm not saying that's the case with you. I'm just saying, like, with a lot of what I've heard as far as the discourse over the movie is like people weren't paying attention. Anyway, let's see. Keanu was oh shoot, hold up. Nikolai Coster-Waldau, aka Jamie Lannister, as Doctor Doom. That could be interesting. Huh. I think that could be cool. I'd like that. I like him as an actor and as a person, though, so that's pretty cool. Always forget about him every now and then. Katie Lotz is directing an episode of The Flash this season. It's true. Maybe she'll cameo in it, but more than likely she probably won't, but we can hope. Do I have any Funkos of the Mummy movie characters? I don't. I love the movie. I love those movies a lot, but not enough to go get a pop figure for them. Now to see the Peacemaker pops. I did. I might try to snatch up some of those. Play Dragon Age and boink the Goth Witch. Ooh, there's a Goth Witch? And I can boink? Okay, I'm in. Have I ever watched or reacted to Doctor Who? Yeah. I've been reacting. I think I started doing the reactions to Doctor Who when it transitioned to Jodie. Because when it was Peter, I wasn't doing show reactions on the channel or anything like that. but I do have all of the Jodie Whittaker reactions on here. But I've seen all of Classic Who, and I've seen all of the Revival series so far. So I'm completely caught up on all of that. So yeah, check those out. I have some reactions to some other older Doctor Who related stuff on the channel, but like, and some reviews, but not like reactions to anything before Jodie Whittaker came on, which is kind of sad to me because that's when I started to not quite like it. I mean, I don't not like it, but I don't like the writing that they've had or the way that it's been show ran since she was brought on, and I think it's been a real disservice to her. Because along with the discourse from the public about her being the Doctor, which I think is still kind of ridiculous, it's just a disservice to her character too, because the writing has not really done anything to make her stand out or pop compared to some of the other Doctors. It just sucks, man. I feel bad for Jodie Whittaker. I really do. Bane from the Arkham game with the Toxin symbiote, Poison Ivy with the Scream symbiote, Rhino with Spider-Man PS4 with the... Why do you do this? I think we've even talked about this one before. To be honest, sounds really familiar. I mean, I'd say Bane and Poison Ivy would wreck shop between those two. Poison Ivy, I think without a symbiote, could beat both of them by herself without a symbiote. Poison Ivy's a freaking Omega level mutant in the right hands. Tell me straight if this is too personal, but you have mentioned in the past you don't do YouTube full time, so I was interested in what you do, especially being able to have time for YouTube. I used to do IT support for some colleges, but then within the last year I got a new job and I'm doing like software support and debugging for a supply chain management application service that is rented out or leased out, contracted out, whatever. I don't know the details on that side of things, out to a bunch of like hospitals and stuff like that. So just still IT work, but kind of a different thing. Like it's mostly like sifting through code and troubleshooting stuff and testing stuff and blah, 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 blah. But yeah. I kind of miss the straightforward just IT stuff, not gonna lie, but this obviously was a step up in a different direction, and it's really been challenging. But yeah, thankfully though, I was able to split focus a little bit more between that and YouTube since the pandemic came into play, because most of the time we were at home, working from home remotely. So when work wasn't busy or I had a distraction or I had a lunch break or something like that, I could fiddle around with stuff on YouTube. The job I currently have is thankfully fully remote at the moment. There is an office, but they have not since opened it. So, and I don't know that there's any plans for them to reopen it. So I just take advantage of it. In my downtime, I work on stuff for the channel. Otherwise, I have to just wait till my shift's over and you spend my evenings working on watching stuff and editing and all that jazz. It can be a little all-consuming sometimes, where you don't really feel like you ever have some time to yourself, but you just push through it, man. Push through it. Infinity Stones from the movies versus the 10 Rings from the comics. Probably the Infinity Stones from the movies, because they're a little more all-encompassing. There are limitations to the 10 Rings in the comics, more so than that, so I think that's how that would go. Just wondering, as I turn 18 in a few months and life's getting real very fast. Oh, and sorry to tell you, man, it's not going to slow down either. It's just going to keep getting nuts. So, no problem, don't worry. What's my favorite Batman graphic novel? I don't know, man. There's a lot of really good ones, but I don't know if I have like a standout favorite. In recent years, Long Halloween has actually really climbed up on that list. Wasn't always up there, but I probably would say right now, just in my gut, and maybe it's because the Batman just came out, is probably the Long Halloween. Death in the Family is a good one. I don't know. It's tough. But right now, I'll just default to, oh man, Hush is good too. I think I'm going to go with Long Halloween. Love your Star Labs shirt that you wore for the Flash for my review and reaction. Yeah, well, thank you. I just wanted more Arrowverse related stuff, so I was picking up some things, got some stuff for that, and Arrow. So I'm glad you enjoyed that. I've been wanting a Star Labs shirt for a long time, just finally got caved and got it. I met Barry Keoghan and Cillian Murphy and some Irish screenings, so that's 2 DC villains down. And I just said hi. Not that exciting, but good I'm not good with banter. That's still really cool though. Cillian Murphy, I've always really been fascinated. I want to watch more of his work, but I've only seen, I think the first thing I saw him in, and I think this might be like with most people, but I can't remember if I saw 28 Days Later first or if I saw Reign of Fire first. But I thought he was great in both. I have Red Eye. I think he was really great in Red Eye. I really want to watch Peaky Blinders, but I haven't watched that yet. And there's some more off-the-wall stuff. Obviously, he was in the Batman movies, but, you know, I just really like him. Plus, man, that jawline. Barry Keoghan, I think the first thing I saw him in was actually The Green Knight. Which movie was better, The Batman or No Way Home? Which one do I think is like... Okay, I'm going to say this. This is my disclaimer. I think The Batman is a better movie than No Way Home. But, man, No Way Home is so fun. Then again, I thought The Batman was really fun too. Man, I think I like The Batman more than No Way Home. I think I do. Now I'm thinking about it. Do I want to know what Vin Diesel's real name is? Man, I know what it is, but I can't remember right now. I've looked this up before. I just don't remember what it is at the moment. Also, did you think that Agent Gemma Simmons, Elizabeth, was directing? What did I think of her directing Superman and Lois? I mean, I thought it was fine. I don't think it stood out as much as the Amy Jo Johnson episode, but I thought it was a good episode, though. Also, do I think Bizarro is actually dead? I love Cal's mother letting him loose. It's a shame we lose him this early. I hope not. I hope not. It's, it would suck. if I feel bad. But I'm hoping that, that was a fake out and that Clark is just kind of like lying to everybody to keep his survival a secret. Oh, we got a super sticker from Kakai. Thank you for that. Little corgi saying hiya. Thank you so much for that. Call me Adit. It's what everyone calls me. Sorry about that. I will try to do that from now on. How much did your qualifications come into getting you those jobs? To be honest, not much, because I really don't even have any. My bachelor's degree is for fine art with a focus on drawing. Nothing to do with technology. But I worked at a call center doing IT stuff for a like an internet provider. one of the big ones. And that was just an entry-level job there, you know, taking phone calls, helping Joe Schmo from up the river fix their internet and stuff like that over the phone. Nothing too crazy, but it got me really familiar. I was already pretty familiar with computers and technology just naturally, thanks to my mom, but it was definitely kind of refined a lot of that. But I spent about 6 years there learning the ins and out of all of that. Became a manager at one point or another. Got completely sick of it because I hated it there. But that experience got me the next step up, which was the one I mentioned, doing IT for the universities. Similar kind of work, not really internet focused, but more like everything else. It was a lot more broad. So I got to play around with a lot more stuff there. And it was, I don't know, eye-opening. I was there for I think 4 or 5 years. And then I just saw this opportunity to try something completely different. They took a chance on me, and I'm still there. Because honestly, I mean, I didn't have any previous experience with any of the stuff that they have, that they work on. But based on my work history, they were pretty confident in giving me a go. And I've been there for a year now, so it's working out so far. What was the post-credit scene in the Batman movie? There was not one. Really loved it herself. She confessed that she's a fan of Tyler Tulloch's Lois. Not working with them was a great experience for her. That's cool. Have I read the boys comics? I have not. That's what makes watching the show so exciting, not having any clue what the hell's coming. What did you thoughts on the Obi-Wan series? I think it looks fantastic. I hope it doesn't disappoint. Oh man, I'm so excited for it. I can't wait for the Obi-Wan series, man. I really can't. I think that's probably my most anticipated thing for the rest of the year. Like even more so than Multiverse of Madness. Dare I say. You should go on a trip to Funko Hollywood. What's that? I've never heard of that. Hey Omni, really enjoying your Stranger Things reactions. The trailer for season 4 is releasing in a week or so. Try to avoid spoilers. I'm doing my best. I'm obviously not gonna watch that trailer. So yeah, I just got to stay away from all the Stranger Things talk. So we'll see how that goes. Okay, something is wrong with your internet, man. I keep getting locked out of the live stream. I already told you, Adit. My internet's been shit today. I can't. There's nothing I can do about it. The storm is messing with things, so I apologize. I hope the writing in Halo is good. We need some well-written video game adaptations. I hope so. Oh no, I'm thinking of Lord of the Rings. Never mind. The writers on Halo, I think, are probably going to be fine. I think 343 has a heavy hand in where this is going. I was about to say something, but that was actually in reference to the Lord of the Rings show that Amazon Prime has coming out. That their writers have not written anything before for the Amazon show. So I'm looking forward to that too, but that kind of gives me a little pause. But Halo, I gotta check my expectations because it is an alternate reality. It's an alternate storyline. There's going to be similar beats, but things are going to be different. And I got to make sure I just keep reminding myself of that. That it's creating its own canon. Recently starting watching Clone Wars, about 27 episodes in and loving it. Heard it only gets better, so can't wait. And people say Rebels is bad. Would you say after Clone Wars watch Rebels or Bad Batch? Well, if you want to go chronologically, Bad Batch would make more sense to watch after Clone Wars Season 7. But I would recommend watching Rebels all the way through before watching Clone Wars Season 7. Because there's things in Clone Wars Season 7 that won't, you could watch it and be fine, but there's some things that happen and some small things that happen in season 7, the final season of Clone Wars, that you won't really, you might catch on to it a little bit, but it's more easy to catch on after you've watched Rebels. Especially the opening of Bad Batch won't hit as hard if you haven't seen Rebels. So I'd watch Clone Wars up to season 6, and then I would watch I would watch Rebels, then I would watch Clone Wars season 7, and then I would watch Bad Batch. That's what I would do, just to get the maximum impact out of the storylines. First, also, watch Peaky Blinders. It's by far his best performance. I'll have to check that out. Yeah, Red Eye was the first film I watched with him, and I love that movie. It's so tense, man. Like, being on that plane and him tracking that woman is like, I don't even know what you call that. Is it more of a thriller? It's intense. That movie's pretty intense. Uh-oh. There we go. Joker has been done a lot by now. I want Reeves to include a villain like Hush, Mad Hatter, and the Batman sequel. Well, he said that Joker's not in the sequel. And from what he said, he doesn't even have any plans right now even to ever see that character again. He just wants to build out this world and let us know, as the viewer, know that all these Rogues Gallery members exist out there. But just because we saw the Joker in that, he said that doesn't mean he's going to use that character, because he said multiple times he would love to explore the Court of Owls. He would love to do a Mr. Freeze film. And yeah, so don't think that the Joker isn't going to be in there as a major player. Like, for sure. He'll probably come into play sometime eventually, but he was meant to be in this movie as more of like a Hannibal Lecter kind of role. But it got trimmed down. Spark Sinclair. Who would win between Hawkeye and Arrow in a long-range archery battle? Honestly, I don't think they would ever hit anybody. I don't know. I think it would be a deadlock tie. But my preference was always going to be Arrow. Do you think Batwoman gets renewed? It's gotten better, but honestly, it could go either way in my opinion. Hope Flash Season 8 does not disappoint. Armageddon was good, but needs to prove he can do a good full season. I agree with that statement on The Flash. As far as Batwoman, I feel like if we're looking at the numbers, I think it's a guaranteed renewal. I just don't know how the sale of CW is going to affect some of these shows. I think it is just as likely. I feel like it's a guaranteed renewal, but I could see it swing either way for Batwoman and Legends to end up not getting these next seasons that they've set up, which we'll see. We'll see. The Joker isn't the main villain in the second Batman movie, since I want other villains to have the spotlight. Anyway, did you know that Nancy and Jonathan have a relationship in real life? I did not. I'm guessing you made your YouTube profile pic. Oh, actually, no, I didn't. I actually got that as a when I was on Twitch, when I mostly was just kind of doing Twitch stuff. One of my viewers and a fellow streamer did a little fan art for me, and I asked if I could use it as my profile pic, and they were cool with it, and I still have it. I am a dry medium in my hand. I have to do it with my hand kind of artist. Like, I've never been comfortable doing digital art, and I'm trying to get better at it, but it still feels so unnatural to me. Like, it's so hard for me to, I don't know, nothing I do feels right when I'm using like a tablet, a drawing pad, or trying to do something in Photoshop or Illustrator. I don't know. Gotta evolve, man. Gotta evolve. Fastest Thor, Scarlet Witch, and Doctor Strange versus Superman, Supergirl. Well, here's the thing. Superman, Supergirl would win because this could go one of two ways. If this is out for blood, a death match, Superman and Supergirl could kill all of them before they have a second to think. But if Scarlet Witch or Doctor Strange are able to use their magic before Superman and Supergirl get to them, I think they'll win. So it's just like one of those fights of cause. I'm just so lost with the moment because I have no qualifications. The school years were awful for me, but I did get a high IT score. Don't know if I want to go into IT though, honestly. I don't know what I want. Don't worry, man. It takes a while to figure that out. Hell, man. I spent way too long in college for something I ended up not even using. And I'll be honest too, I loved drawing and stuff before I started college, and when that became the thing I was working on, it sucked all of the joy out of it to the point where I didn't even sketch or doodle a thing for years after I got my degree. I just didn't want to draw anymore. I just didn't. It just killed it for me. So, I don't know. You just got to feel it out, man. It takes time. I changed my major like 4 or 5 times. It happens. I would even probably hold off on, not a hard guarantee, because like some scholarships and like right out of high school, so don't take anything I say like as law or something you should do. But like, there's nothing wrong with going into college late if you really want to. I would say just don't waste time. Don't build up that debt. And make sure you know what you want to do before you jump in, because if you flip-flop around while you're in college a lot, it just extends how long you're there and how much you end up owing in the end. I'm still, I think I will die before I finish paying off my student loans. Imagine if Arrowverse character appears in the MCU movie as a cameo. Imagine if, well, I mean, like an actor could show up in an MCU movie as a cameo, but the character definitely could not. I've seen a Titan Season 4 video of them stepping out of the RV and Connor breaks away to look up at something high. Wonder if it'll be Superman flyby. Oh, that would be interesting. That would be interesting. I would be very curious to see what Titan's take on Superman would be, considering how they've done Batman. Imagine Vin Diesel or Jason Statham as the Punisher. I really wouldn't want to. I would rather have Jason Statham if I had to choose between the two as the Punisher, but I wouldn't like either of those as the character. They're making a Santa Claus limited series on Disney Plus with Tim Allen. I did hear about that. Riot with Batman or Carnage with Red Hood. Talks in with Joker. Who would win? Batman and Red Hood versus Oh, it's a 3-way. Batman. DC's Dr. Dread or Dr. Doom? Dr. Doom. Do you ever attend Dragon Con in Atlanta? No, but I've really wanted to go before. I provide the catering for the registration department is kind of my connection to geekdom. Always cool to run across people there. No, but I have always wanted to go to Dragon Con, but one of these days, maybe I'll make it down that way. Love the Stranger Things reactions. Got Patreon for full reaction. Hope you enjoy the rest of the show. Thanks, James. I saw you pop in there today, so thank you for that. I really do appreciate that a lot. I hope you enjoy it. Let me know your thoughts, man. Spider-Man. Oh, wait, I just thought about something. think I skipped some stuff. No? I thought I read a comment that now, I don't know why, but now it just entered my head that I feel like I didn't answer. Unless it's one of these ones that got deleted. If the Spider-Man are in the Multiverse of Madness, do you think we could lead to a Spider-Verse 2? I doubt it. I whatever Marvel's doing with Multiverse of Madness, I don't think it's going to have any effect or impact on Into the Spider-Verse. Those are two completely separate studios working on those things. So I mean, it's not impossible, but I don't see it's likely. It's just as everybody says, the Rebels is a big downgrade and way too kiddie, so I worry. I would say season 1, definitely. But there's some really cool stuff in season 1. But it is, you can feel the Disney in Rebels. But Rebels does get better. Rebels is pretty good. It doesn't reach like the heights of Clone Wars, but it has some really great moments in it. Can't wait for The Boys season 3. Me either. I see they announced Stranger Things will be ending after 5 seasons. Sucks there are only 2 more seasons, but I'm glad the Duffers aren't dragging it out. Yeah, I did see that season 5 was the final season, which is one of the main motivations that I decided to check out the show. Finally. So, yeah. Rebels isn't kiddie since it has dark tones, but people say it's kiddie or forgetting that it was on Disney and aimed towards kids. Comparing it, I mean, I would say it's as kiddie as like the first season of Clone Wars. Well, the hell? Okay. For a second, it looked like the stream died, but it's still here. Where were we? I mean, I would say Rebels is more kiddie than the Clone Wars, in a way. So I would agree with that, but I also my biggest issue transitioning into Rebels was I'm still not a huge fan of the art style for Rebels. But I got used to it. Where does the Batman rank, in my opinion? Right now, it's my favorite Batman movie. Like, it just barely beats The Dark Knight for me. Main problem is that I always lay in bed, lack of aspirations. My idea of what I want always changed, and now I'm here, nearly 18. Pretty sad. Don't worry about it, man. It's very rare that anybody knows what the heck they want to do at 18. Very rare. Which is more graphic, the Suicide Squad, Peacemaker, or The Boys? I would probably say The Boys. Who'd win, Batman or Iron Man? I think Iron Man would win the first fight, but if they ever fought again, I think Batman would have the plan to beat him the second time. I'm an artist too. I really don't like digital either. Traditional art for me. I do fan art too, and it seems like I'm in the minority of people who just sketch on paper. Yeah, right? That's another thing. Like, I just feel like there's no place for that type of fan art anymore. Just everything people share, post, or give focus to or credence to is still, a lot of the time, not all the time, but most of the time, digital. I don't know, it's weird. They got to make some sort of drawing tablet that makes it so that you're using a facsimile of paper and actual pencils and pen. That sounds like some technology we don't have yet. Do you see The Flash ending after season 9? I think it's too early to say. It's too early to say. I know they want to keep going. Out of all of their DC shows, Flash has the biggest room to keep on going and the biggest runway, no pun intended, for it to keep on rolling. To keep on rolling. Because the ratings are all still there. I mean, most of the time, not all the time, it's getting the same numbers as Superman Lois. Sometimes it's getting more. It's still surprisingly popular. No matter how anybody else feels about it, it's still one of their most popular shows around the world. So it could go on for a while as long as they keep Grant involved. I think post-secondary does ruin your joy of a lot of things. I was less willing to read after I left because of all the articles they made me read. Yeah. Question was Superman, Supergirl, but Makari, Captain Marvel, Shang-Chi with the 10 Rings, Doctor Doom, and Thor and Fastest team. I would still say same. Yeah, I would still say same. I would still say the same conditions. Same conditions as before. It doesn't really change anything. But Superman and Supergirl are both faster than Makari. Still. Something I like of the creators is the fact that they've known the ending since the first season, which says a lot about them. Really? So they've known where Stranger Things was going to end the whole time? See, that's what I like. I like when people don't drag stuff out and they just let things play out the way they're supposed to play out naturally. Like Breaking Bad. You know, for as popular as that show was, they let it end when it was meant to end. I definitely love and respect that kind of stuff, man. It's not just they have to do these things over and over. It's just that you stress out and sort of ruins them. Exactly. What's up, Fernando? Is it just me? Or is it me, but I really do see Sholo as a potential Nightwing. I mean, if he was taller, maybe. I don't know. I don't know if I would say Nightwing. I'm really excited, though, to see him as Blue Beetle, so I can't wait for that. Reaction to Stranger Things reminds me I need to watch it before Season 4 comes out. Hell yeah. How's the comment section in your Stranger Things vids? I always wonder how you navigate that with spoilers. Well, I mean, I read what I can, but I mean, I get more comments than I have time to read a lot of the times anymore. But I mean, so far, no one's said anything spoilery. I think the closest thing was, I think in last week's batch, not this week's, but the one before, when I was trying to speculate about like how the portal operates, how the breaches operate. So they're like, oh, you're not taking into consideration the lab. I was like, I mean, I don't have any reason right now to consider the lab. The lab just has the main door. Which is one of those comments where like they say a thing, and it's like, hey, maybe you should think about that. You're not thinking about this aspect. And I was like, well, I mean, any evidence or reason to consider that I haven't experienced yet. And it's just one of those things you can tell that they're kind of inferring that on information that I don't have yet. So it's one of those things, but that's the closest thing. It didn't tell me anything, but that's the closest thing I would say that hinged on spoiler territory. And it's not even that big a deal, thankfully. So nothing crazy. So that's awesome. Have I played the Arkham games? Yes, all of them. My favorite? I've said this before. I think I even said this last stream. My favorite's the first one. I just like the setting of Arkham the most. Arkham City is probably dead number 2 to me. And then Arkham Knight probably. The stream did die for a second, at least for me. It wasn't long though. You ain't crazy. All right, cool. The 9 Spider-Man fought each other. Who would win? The 9 I'm talking about are the ones from No Way Home and the ones from Into the Spider-Verse. So, like, oh, okay. I mean, I don't know. I have no idea. Yeah, The Boys is way more graphic, but it's so good. What was your reaction to the Men in Black International movie? I told you either last weekend or the weekend before when you asked me about it. I've not seen it. So I have no reaction to it. It's the education system itself that sort of gaslights us into believing it's easy to find some sort of dream or goal in life. That is very true. Bad Batch is good as Clone Wars, and I'm watching chronologically. So the only problem is Bad Batch is before Rebels, is that there's a season 2 coming. I would watch everything I would watch the Clone Wars main saga, which means excluding the final season chronologically, but I would watch everything else in release order because they are designed in order of release. So there's things you won't have experienced yet that they reference in the final season of Clone Wars because Rebels had come out beforehand. So there's Rebels information in there as well. I don't know. It's up to you. Whatever's better for you, but I would just definitely recommend release order when it comes to everything after Clone Wars Season 6. The Flash is going to go as long as Grant wants us to be honest. I mean, that's what he said as well. He said no matter how burned out he gets or how much he feels lost in it, he said before that he'll do it as long as they'll have him and as long as they let him because he knows a good thing when he's got a good thing. He's got a good gig. And, yeah. I mean, that opinion can change. That feeling can change for sure, but we'll see. That match is pretty good since it feels like a continuation of the Clone Wars, like us fans never left the characters. I agree with that. I do think it's a little weaker in some aspects, but I enjoyed the Bad Batch. What were you doing at 18? And the biggest thing for me, at least, was get motivated with a lot of things going around. I'll lose all motivation in life to do near anything, so what? I mean, I was just playing video games. I went to the same college all my friends were going to because I was like, oh, I'll follow them there. And I just went with what I had been learning. I started off with graphic design because I was doing graphic design in high school. Figured out I hated the shit out of that. And then from there, changed my major like 3 or 4 times. Yeah, I let my friends make most of my decisions. As far as the school I went to initially, because I didn't want to go to one alone, so I went where they went. And I liked the school a lot. It was just very isolating because it was in the middle of nowhere. Good school. But things eventually didn't pan out. And then I transferred. My biggest concern when I was 18 was what video games were coming out. I'll be 100% honest. The Hulk Rhino from both TSM and the PS4 game and Venom versus One Punch Man. Well, obviously One Punch Man. He can beat them in one punch. Duffer's announced Stranger Things is going 5 seasons, so we have 2 more. Like you said, it's good to know that they have the whole story planned out from the beginning. Reactions for Moon Knight? Obviously. Yes. Have I played the Arkham games? Which one's your favorite? I answered that already. So Clone Wars 1 through 6, Rebels, then Bad Batch. Clone Wars 1 through 6, Rebels, Clone Wars 7, Bad Batch. But if you're, okay, you said chronologically speaking. So chronologically, it's going to be Clone Wars 1 through 7, Bad Batch, then Rebels. What's up? Yes, sir. Finally caught up. As a portrait artist, my career guidance teacher told me to do graphic design as there's no money in fine art. So I did a course and hated it. Got a job I hated. And I quit a few years back and I draw now. I was in a traditional college, but finally decided to attend a trade school since it was more interesting and less time in school. See, that's a good way to go too. Don't fret that kind of stuff. I know there's like a weird stigma because they want to get that fucking college money out of you. You can go to a trade school and get sometimes even better education. Like, I wish if I could go back and maybe redo, I don't know if I would redo things because I would have had some pretty fun moments in college still that I wouldn't want to dissuade, but like, and I met some cool people in the art program. Met a lot of cool people, to be honest. I think that was the best thing that came out of it for me. But like, I could have easily changed my major towards computers or IT and have bettered where I ended up now today. Hindsight, that's just hindsight though. But yeah, man, sucks. Woo! Gotta go. See you next week. Before I go, my mom's army friend knows Angelina Jolie and has her personal number. Took me to go meet her, and that was really fun. Oh, I'm jealous. Also got to meet Kamel Nanjiani. She was with him that day. Damn! Reaction to Power Rangers? What Power Rangers? Which one? So before they wrote this first season of Stranger Things, they had 3 perspectives: kids, teens, adults. And it works because they are almost like characters from different 80s movies. That is true. Damn, stream died when you answered your favorite Arkham game. I'll just say it again. I mean, it was the first one. The first one's my favorite. Thanks for all the advice you've given me a lot in the past, and I take it to heart. From the UK, so maybe it's different to me, but I hear you expecting to be working at 16 to 18. Yeah, I mean, I had my first job when I was 16, so I definitely feel that. I mean, it's the same here. A lot of people here, that's when you're expected to start kind of getting like a summer job or a job while you're going to school and stuff like that too. But I was doing a bunch of extracurriculars because I was in our show choir group, and we would have hardcore practices and competitions and stuff like that. So I didn't have time. I ended up having to quit because that was taking up too much of my time. So I ended up cutting that off for a while. Been a while. Would you like to see if Josh Keaton and Neil Patrick Harris made a cameo in Across the Spider-Verse? Yeah, sure. Yeah, I wouldn't mind that. Yeah, I forgot season 7. I'll just have to see in time. I suppose the main point is do I miss much full-on chronological compared to leaving 7 until after Rebels and then Bad Batch? It's not much, but there's just some neat little things they add in that only really matter if you've watched Rebels, I think. But you can just go chronological. It's just I'm being nitpicky. What's up, Superboy? What do I think of Stargirl Season 2? How was it? And if so, did you like the first season better? Well, I mean, I've got reactions up on the channel for Season 2. I really liked it. I do like Season 1 better because it just flowed better, and I thought the ISA was a more interesting, compelling villain than Eclipso, but I really like the horror aspects of the Stephen King vibes that they had for season 2. So there was a lot of, they were just very different feeling seasons, but naturally felt like they continued off of the back of the previous one. I liked it, but I do prefer season 1 overall. You like the new episode of The Flash because some people like it, some people didn't, but I really liked it. I mean, I'm right in the middle. There's a lot of things in it that I had a lot of fun with, and there's some things in it that just seemed like some kind of dumb shit, but it is what it is. I had fun with it, even with the dumb stuff. So, yeah, I don't mind it at all. I'm in Ireland, SJ, not sure it's the same here, but you can attend college at age 23 here as a mature student with no qualifications. My niece did it, and she has anxiety and couldn't finish school. Ooh, I'm sorry to hear about that, but at least she was able to keep going in. Yeah, here, I mean, it doesn't really matter how old you are when you join. I had some classes with people that were like in their 60s. I had some people who were just finally coming to college for the first time when they were 60. In some of the classes I was in, like, stuff changes. I feel like there's a weird predatory behavior in the education system to try to get you early, you know? It's not necessary. It's going to be different for everybody. I think Daniel says it best in the latest season of Cobra Kai. You know, sometimes some people go straight to the point. Some people take the round path to get to the same place. Like, you don't always have to take the same path that everybody else takes. You take your own. Make your own way. Have I watched any of Fresh Prince of Bel-Air reboot? It's actually pretty good. I haven't. I never actually watched much of the Fresh Prince when I was growing up. I think that was I was in like the weird in between on that. I've seen quite a few episodes of it, but I never like watched it religiously. But no, I have not seen the reboot at all. I watched my reaction to the new Rockstar's The Batman breakdown. My wife, who's never seen any of your videos, saw you side by side with Dano, and asked if you were the Riddler, and I cracked up, dude. Man, it's insane, man. It's insane, like how many people keeps telling me I look like Paul Dano. Especially now that this movie's out. The Flash episode felt like a backdoor pilot for a Nora Bart spinoff, but I wouldn't mind if they made one. I wouldn't mind it either. I wouldn't mind that either. Obi-Wan Kenobi series might get a season 2. I just saw that today. Even though it's being advertised as a limited series, I saw that there was something talking about a possible sequel or season 2. Now, sequel doesn't necessarily mean season 2. They could follow it up with like a movie or something else, but I don't know. We'll just have to wait and see. Keep our eyes open. These 2 years we had the virus, and then my dad had a stroke, and I had to care for him for a year, and I was kicked out after a mental breakdown he suffered. Oh gosh. That's rough, SJ. I'm really sorry about all that. It's gonna be tough getting back on your feet, and I definitely understand like how that can sap a lot of the motivation out of you. What coding languages do I know? I'll be 100% honest. I don't know any. I don't know any. So now I'm trying to find my footing to start life again in a way, and it's tough. Yeah, I'm sorry, man. Thoughts on the new Walking Dead spinoff announced this week? Surprising as all hell. And I am also giddy at the same time because there's been a lot of people who has given me a hard time about my thoughts on Maggie and Negan in these last couple seasons. And I know those people are going to be pissed off that they are getting a show together. And the fact that they are together in the show. So eat shit, people. Negan's the only character I even care about in the show right now. So it's whatever. I don't know if I'm gonna watch it. I don't think I'll react to it. But another thing is, between that and the Daryl and Carol spinoff, it kind of spoils what's going to happen with these characters in the final season of The Walking Dead. How's it the final season if it's just continuing in different shows? It's so annoying. I wish they would just let it die, to be honest. Did I see the YouTube video where Andrew Spider-Man killed Gwen for the Soul Stone? No, I have not. I have not. Have I watched the new Scream 5 movie? Stuff was crazy. Yeah, I got a review up for it. Check it out. I'm excited for me to finish season 1, season 2, season 3 of Stranger Things. Me personally, I think the show gets better and better every season. They add some characters that elevate the show even more. Well, I'm excited, man. I'm really excited to get into the deeper end of it. Did I hate the new Peter face on PS5, or you like it better than the first one? I don't like it at all. I don't like it at all. It makes no sense to me why they changed it. The original face looks way better to me. Just waiting for Maggie and Negan spinoff, plus they're a badass couple. Now, that's what I don't want. I don't want them to be a couple. That's not what I definitely don't want that. But them being partners, I think is really interesting. Or them being like this, like polarized dynamic duo. I enjoy it. I mean, people still watch the show and they're making money from it, so why let it die? I mean, well, they are letting it die. I mean, the main show ends in this season. But Daryl and Carol are leaving to do their own thing by themselves in another show. Maggie and Negan are obviously running away to New York to do their own show. And, like, there's still the Rick stuff they haven't resolved, which I feel like it's completely wrong to end the flagship show without Rick and resolving that storyline like they were supposed to or had intended to. It's just whatever. I don't know. I still think they missed the perfect opportunity, and I know they want to milk it to death, but they missed an opportunity to end it on a good note, or the best note that they've had so far at the end of season 8. That was the best place they could have thematically ended the show, and it'd be a bookend to where the show started and a bookend to where it ended up. But no. Nope. Damn it, man. Walking Dead is the perfect example of dragging a show on way too long. I wholeheartedly agree on that one. It's been interesting this last season, but it's definitely a shell of its former self. Don't know this is spoilers, but it's been said that Negan returns. He returns with a friend. Do you think that could be Rick? Or just teasing them and nobody too insane? Probably nobody too insane. I don't think it'll be Rick, because they've been pretty adamant about doing those Rick spin-off movies. I mean, we still have... Apparently, they've been exploring that organization that took Rick away more in Fear the Walking Dead and The World Beyond, setting up little things about this organization that took Rick. And they're still claiming they are making those Rick movies, but we've heard no word or seen no movement on those either. It's just kind of annoying, to be honest. Who do you think is the major character to die in The Walking Dead? All I can say is Rosita or Aaron. Well, I know it's not Maggie. I know it's not Negan. I know it's not Carol. I know it's not Daryl. So it really leaves Eugene, Ezekiel, Jerry, Aaron, Rosita, Gabriel. It's really it that it could be. And I'll be honest, like I would be sad if Aaron died, kinda, but Ezekiel would be the biggest hit to me if something happened to him. But aside from that, all the other characters are confirmed that I care about to survive. So, kind of ruined it. Any of the tension for me. For me, The Walking Dead is the same situation as The Flash, although The Walking Dead is much more consistent. I have watched so many episodes, so many seasons, that I just have to stay till the end. That's why I'm still watching. If I hadn't committed so much time already to it, I probably would have walked away. But it's the sunk cost fallacy, man. You put so much time into it, and I just feel like I have to at least see it to the end. Just have to at least see how it goes. See the pro man for Superman Lois. If you did, do you think that is Jordan from the Bizarro world, or is that Jordan from our Earth? I haven't seen the promo for next episode, so I can't tell you. I don't know. You know what? Screw it. I'll just pull it up. Oh wait, season 8. I'm just gonna have it muted so I don't know what's going on. Whoa! Is that is that the antimatter wave? Or something else? I guess we're going to see how Natalie got here. Yeah, I'm not sure what you're talking about. I don't know. I don't know what you're talking about. Do you think that is Jordan from the Bizarro world, or is that Jordan from our Earth? Oh, I mean, I don't know. I would assume it's just Jordan from our Earth. I mean, I don't have the audio on right now. I can't tell you. I have no idea. I think a lot of things messed up The Walking Dead ending early, but I don't know if fans would have been happy with it ending at season 8. I definitely think the fans would be more happy. Oh, I mean, they'd be sad that it ended. But as fans of the show, it makes sense to end it at season 8. Story-wise, writing-wise, we just lost Carl. Like, that's the perfect place to have ended it. It was the perfect place to end it. So, and of course they didn't. But yeah, I think if they did, I think fans would have been fine with it. Outside of being sad that the show's coming to an end. It was set up like an ending, too. So like it's, I don't know. Just seems like, oh, and we're still going. Bring Wally back, Flash writers. You do realize that the reason Wally's not in the show is because of the actor, not the writers. The writers have tried to bring him back many times. And the reason he's not a regular on the show is because he quit acting. He doesn't want to act. They can bring Wally back full time if they recast. That's the only way that we would have Wally back on a consistent basis, or even a frequent basis. So we've talked about that on the channel quite a few times. But yeah, Wally is only not in the show because the actor can't be when they do try to reach out to him, and just doesn't want to act anymore. They left the show because they wanted to do other things. So they let Keenan leave. So he can come back when Keenan wants to come back, but the writers have no control over that. I mean, he was written to be in the finale of season 7, in the not in the finale, but he was Keenan was written to be in the 150th episode, the special episode where all of them were together. They're supposed to be there, but he couldn't make it. So, I mean, it's not their fault. Definitely not their fault. Let's see. To be honest, I would have them end the show when they're good and ready to, instead of a semi-decent ending. See, I disagree, D. McKenzie, because there's no way. At least in my opinion, no way in hell that we will have a satisfying ending to this show. They missed that opportunity long time ago. I mean, I wouldn't even call that a semi-decent ending. It was the only good ending they could have had at this point. They've lost way too many people for whatever. Don't know if you've seen it, but Dexter is another one that went too long, in my opinion. I've never watched Dexter. Never watched Dexter. Are other Walking Dead shows good? Never bothered watching them. Me either. I haven't watched Fear the Walking Dead, World Beyond. I haven't watched any of the other shows, so I can't tell you if they're any good or not. Dexter was canceled. Didn't really go on for a long time. Seasons lost steam once it hit season 6. Disagree. So pretty good. This is just a lot of back and forth here. You think Linda, Barry's ex-girlfriend, is going to marry Wally in the future season of The Flash, but I don't know how they're going to do that because Barry is way older than Wally. I doubt it. But you never know. There's a Star Labs set for Titan Season 4. Wonder if they'll introduce anyone or just a passing visit. Oh, that's cool. That'll be interesting. Well, maybe. Could be just another thing Titans ruins. Maybe putting too much faith in Eric Wallace, but what if time issues bring Eddie back for Cobalt Blue storyline? I'm pretty sure that's what they're doing. They can just recast Wally. It's not that hard. They don't want to. They've said they're not going to recast Wally because out of respect for Keenan Lonsdale. So they've created for themselves the same problem that the Black Panther stuff is having right now. So I don't know. I wouldn't be. I like Keenan, but I like the character of Wally, and I don't like that the character of Wally's suffering because they're not willing to recast, and Keenan's not willing to come back. Well, not willing is the wrong word. Not able to come back as on a regular basis. Have I seen the Boys animated spinoff? I have. I've recorded my reactions to it. I just haven't released them yet. They'll probably be coming out sometime this week. I'm gonna ask a weird question. I've always thought it interesting, but what's your morning night routines? I don't have any routines, to be honest. I wake up and I just try to get out of bed. I mean, Carl's death was sad, but I was ready for more episodes and seasons regardless of the series finale is good or bad. See, I don't understand what you're talking about. Like, I don't get that at all. Carl's death has nothing to do with it, but they've ran out of story ideas. They've ran out of steam. Like, I don't think anything that they've done after season 8 has been as compelling as anything in season 8 or before it. So, it's hit that point. It hit that point after season 8 for me where I feel like they're just out of ideas, out of steam. They can't keep their actors. The ones they can keep, they're having to pay out the ass to stay on board. I don't know. The show to me is a shadow of its former self. Starlands isn't primarily Flash related, by the way. Well, I know. Have I gotten Chief Brody from Jaws vibe from Hopper? No. Chief Brody was kind of a coward in Jaws. I like Chief Brody, don't get me wrong, but Hopper and him give me two completely different vibes. I've watched the Vought News Network. I have not. I have not. It's quite a good chuckle out of those videos. I'll have to look into that. I have not seen any of those. Well, Michael, it's past 11 for me, so I'm going to thank you for the talk, bud. Well, thank you. Anytime, man. Hope you have a good night and get some rest. And try not to stress as much as possible. Where are we at? We'll go for a little bit longer to round out for 2 hours since we started late today. All the cameos that The Mandalorian and Boba Fett had, who do you think might show up in Obi-Wan? There's a possibility Han can show up, though I don't think he'll interact with Obi-Wan because that wouldn't make any sense. But if we follow the Inquisitor storyline, we could see Han. Han is active around this time. So it'd be interesting and neat to see if they brought back Alden Ehrenreich to play Han for a little cameo. Maul is alive around this time. Kira could be around. I don't know. Rex, Cody, any of the clone troopers. Those are pretty likely. I think those are the ones I want the most. So I'll stick with those. I think Doc Ock is going to come back in Spider-Man 2. Oh, you mean the game? Spider-Man 2, the game? Clarify, Superboy. The next episode of Stranger Things, Fridays. Like I say in the videos, every Friday is 2 new episodes. I'm excited to get anything with Matt Ryan as Constantine. Me too. Me too. That's because I was watching a video and the Duffers made his police car similar to Brody's in Jaws. Well, Brody's didn't have a back on the top and they're a different color, but I do think they might actually be the same type of vehicle, though, now that you point it out. But as far as their characters go, Hopper's a lot more hardcore than Brody, I think. I'm the only one that thought they were... Am I the only one who thought they were going to kill off Peter in the Miles Morales game? I was concerned they were going to. I'm glad they didn't. Love Obi-Wan. Me too. I'm hoping for a Lando. That's my personal squee. Forgot about that. We could have Lando pop up as well. We could. I don't know. We'll see. It's not too far away. As far as like similar vibes, like just kind of going back to the whole like Brody thing. Yeah, lots of Stephen King parallels. Both obvious and non-obvious. I love all the D&D parallels, especially since I've been going deep into D&D in the past 3 years now, 4 years. Can't remember how long I've been playing these campaigns yet. It's been so fun. E.T. vibes. Lots of Steven Spielberg kind of vibes and feels to the whole thing, and just in general. And then I know it's probably not going for it, but dude, I get reminded of X-Files almost every episode. It's my favorite Star Wars movie, Revenge of the Sith. Wish they made Power Rangers Mighty Morphin game. There's quite a few Power Rangers games, so are you talking about a specific kind of game? We actually did a stream through the entire story of, what is it? Battle for the Grid. I think a few months ago. Walking Dead is jarring in relation to the comics. Andrea was a huge character in the comics, for example, but at least it was a surprise. Not always a good surprise. Yeah. Yeah, I definitely like the ending that they actually gave for everybody in the comics. I'll have to send you a video once you finish 3 seasons. Duffers break down all the movie references they added in the show. Some I never caught, and it's pretty cool. I have to keep an eye out. I mean, there's like obviously posters and there's stuff in the background. The kids themselves make references to certain things. But we'll see. Have I seen the Atom Project? I 6 hours ago put up a review for it. So yes, I have. And I have a full-length reaction on Patreon. Or if you're a YouTube member, you can watch that as well for that one. I think The Flash is going to get better and better with every episode in the season, just like Superman and Lois. I hope so. I'm really hoping for like a resurgence for The Flash after season 7. Hell, even season 6. What is this guy talking about? I just read a comment. They're like telling me that there was a trailer for Obi-Wan that came out last year. Yeah, this is a fake concept trailer. Okay. Sorry about that. Took a little detour. What movie / series has surprised you the most in the best way possible? That's hard. That's tough. I'd say either Legend of Vox. Talking recently, I'll probably say Vox Machina or Invincible. Probably has surprised me the most. Actually, no. Probably Superman and Lois season 1 has probably surprised me the most. Did I see that Sean Levy, who did Free Guy and Atom Project, will be directing Deadpool 3? Yes, I did. I actually mentioned that in my Atom Project review. Do Do you think the Flash movie is going to be the best DCEU movie, even if the DCEU is going to die in the movie? I hope so, but my expectations and hopes are down here for that movie right now. I like season 6 of The Flash. I know some people didn't like it. I like the first half. I wasn't a huge fan of the Mirror Monarch arc, though. There's some good videos about Stranger Things score and title sequence out there you'd watch after season 2 and 1, respectively. Cool. What's your favorite Funko you have? I'm late. I just started collecting. My favorite's my Darth Revan. My Darth Revan one. That's probably my favorite Funko. You think Mary Jane is going to come back in Spider-Man 2? Oh yeah, for sure. For sure. I don't see why she wouldn't. What game has my favorite soundtrack? Mine is Hades. Damn. Any Kingdom Hearts game. Probably my favorite is 2. Probably Kingdom Hearts 2. Easily my favorite score and soundtrack from any game. Any game I've played. Halo comes pretty close. Halo has some really good music, but even Destiny has some pretty good music to it. But Halo, easy. Easy for me. Wait, what'd I just say? Kingdom Hearts 2, sorry. Got stuck in the Halo loop there for a second. And I still need to record my Bly reaction so that I can have it edited and good to go by Tuesday. I still need to record that. So I'll probably be doing that tonight, and hopefully, like I mentioned before, I'll be able to watch Turning Red either tonight or tomorrow. What the hell's that? Oh. That was just a weird shadow glinting off of that hook up there. I was like, what the hell is that? It looked like a giant spider for a minute. Do you ever get burned out on having to watch shows and movies? Yes. Oh yeah. Usually once I get into the show, not really get into the show, that's not what I mean. Once I actually start it and the show starts going, I can usually just kind of like go with the flow. But there's some times where before I hit the play button, I'm just not really in the mood. Or I just want to put it off, or I would rather maybe play a game, maybe just watch some YouTube videos and chill. Sometimes, yeah, there's some times where I'm like, I don't really feel like watching something right now, but once I get started watching it, that feeling usually goes away pretty quick. Most of the time, but yeah, I definitely do get burned out every now and then. I would just love to take a day off, but don't get to sometimes. I miss Harry Wells in The Flash. Me too. I do too. What's up, Shams? Is Turning Red going to get a reaction or review? Review. 100% review. The way Hollywood loves to make remakes, what show / movie would you want to redo if you could? Something originally before 2000. Buffy the Vampire Slayer. That might be heresy to some people, but I think it'd be pretty interesting to see like an updated version of that. I was about to say X-Files, but I already know how that would go, and I'm not. I think they should just leave that be. Just watched the boys trailer reaction. Hope you enjoyed it. So you think Cobalt Blue is the next villain? I do. Or at least one of them. I think you don't bring back Eddie without purpose. I do Logan's Run as a series, a bit more dystopian. I don't know what that is. I've heard of it. I'm not sure what it is, though. Well, Buffy was already a remake of an older film, wasn't it? Or something like that. It was always very loose on whether or not the show was a sequel to the movie or not. It kind of played around with that line, but yes. But it would just be a remake of the remake of the remake of the remake. I don't care. Just do a new Buffy. Times are different. Do a dark, gritty, like Evil Dead reboot version of Buffy. What episode does the next graphic novel start? I think we already started it. I'm pretty sure we already started it. Because there's 3 more. And there's only 18 episodes. There's only 15 episodes to go. And that leaves 5 episodes a novel. So I don't think we were going to have any splits so much this season. All right. Eric Wallace is planning another special event for season 9. Somebody actually did mention that a little bit earlier in the stream. Just finished Arkham Asylum, a wonderful graphic novel. Never actually read that one. Have not read that one. Let's see. So I am Logan's Run is from the 70s, so very, very stupid, but I love bad batshit stuff like it. It's hilarious, based on a series of books, Buffy in the Age of Constant Surveillance. Epic. That could be a thing. You think we should see, do you think next season could be the last season of Kreese in Cobra Kai? Just see it going that way. I mean, it maybe. I don't know. I doubt it. Because I remember the showrunners saying that they don't want to leave anybody in a place that is lower than where they started when they started the show. So, does that include Kreese? I don't know. We'll just have to wait and see. I hope not. I would like to maybe even see possibly some redemption for Kreese. I never thought it was possible, but it might be. They might be able to do it, and I'd be okay with that. I don't think he's going to die or anything like that, but maybe leave, go on a spiritual journey, and just not be in the show anymore. Maybe. I don't know. But guys, I'm going to call it for now. I might be back on later tonight if the internet behaves a little bit better to play some Elden Ring. But other than that, I need to record Bly and get some dinner. We're going to see the Batman 2 come out before the Flash. Well, I don't know about that because DC's entire lineup got pushed back. So, I don't know, man. We'll see. We'll see, man. But guys, thank you all for tuning in. Thank you guys for the super chats and the super stickers. Thank you guys for the combos, the conversations, the love. And I'll see you guys maybe a little bit later here tonight. We'll see. Hopefully the weather subsides a little bit, or maybe I can reboot my router and we can have a little bit of a more stable connection. I apologize to everybody for suffering through this shitty connection with me today. But sometimes the weather just does that here. Thank you all. I'll talk to you later. Have a good rest of your weekend if I don't see you.